I welcome you all to this representation. So in this video, we will be looking at Science Paper 1 2023 GCE, specifically question B8 from electricity. Okay, so the question is saying figure B8.1 shows an electric circuit with a 5 ohms resistor R connected to a 12 volts supply. Okay, so we have the circuit diagram with instrument connected. So we have instrument A, V, S, and resistor R. So before I answer the questions, let me try to identify the instruments. So instrument A is called the ammeter. Okay, the ammeter. And the ammeter is usually connected in series. And the function of the ammeter here is to measure the electric current, which is denoted by capital letter I. So we have instrument V. This instrument V is called the voltmeter. And the voltmeter is usually connected in parallel. Okay. So the function of the voltmeter is to measure the voltage. So as you can see in this diagram here, we have 12 volts being produced by the battery cells. So which means on instrument V, these 12 volts will be shown, which is 12 volts, the voltage. Okay. Then instrument S, this instrument S is called the switch. Okay. Now let's try to answer the questions. So we have question A, which is saying state Ohm's law. So state Ohm's law, 1 mark. So Ohm's law states that provided that the temperature remains constant, the potential difference is directly proportional to the current flowing in a conductor. Okay, so let me repeat. I'm saying, provided that the temperature remains constant, the potential difference is directly proportional to the current flowing in a conductor. Now, this potential difference is also known as voltage. Okay, so that is what Ohm's law states. Okay, let's move on to the next one, which is question B, Roman numeral number 1, saying, calculate the reading of the instruments labeled A and V. So as for instrument A, we have said this one here, it is the ammeter. Then the ammeter is used to measure the electric current. Now, according to the information that we have been given here in the diagram, we have the voltage, which is 12 volts, and also resistance, which is 5 ohms. And I know that current is equal to voltage divided by resistance. So it will be very easy for me to calculate the electric current here. So here I'm going to say, if I want to calculate the electric current here, I'm going to say electric current is equal to voltage, which is 12 volts, divided by resistance, which is 5 ohms. Then my answer here is going to be 2.4. Now, we know that current is measured in amps or in amperes. So I'm going to say 2.4 amps with capital letter A. Let's move on to the next one, which is V. So instrument V here we have mentioned, we have labeled it to be the voltmeter. Okay. Now the voltmeter is used to measure the voltage, and we know that these battery cells, they are producing 12 volts, which means on this diagram here, or on this instrument here, 12 volts will be shown. So here our answer is going to be 12 volts. Let's move on to the next one, which is to the last one, which is Roman numeral number 2, is saying, what is the cost of using resistor R for 6 hours a day for 30 days if power costs 15 ngwe per kilowatt hour? So, when you are calculating the cost of electricity, the first thing here you need to find the energy. So, energy is equal to power multiplied by time. Now, here what you need to understand here is that energy is measured in kilowatt hour. Okay, so energy is measured in kilowatt hour, followed by power. Power here is measured in kilowatts. Power is measured in kilowatts. Then lastly, which is time. Time here is measured in hours. Okay, so now according to the data that we have been given here, let's correct it. So we have the time. Now they are using resistor R for 6 hours a day, but they have used it for 30 days. So for us to know the actual time here, we are going to say 6 multiplied by 30 days. Then the time is going to be 180 hours. Okay. Apart from this one here, we know that we don't have power here, so there is a need to find power. So now what you need to understand here is that power is equal to voltage multiplied by a current, or power is equal to a V squared divided by resistor, okay, or resistance. So I'm going to use the first one here, which is power is equal to voltage multiplied by current. So let's find power. So power is equal to voltage, which is 12 volts multiplied by current. So now our current here will come from from question B, Roman numeral number 1, which is the first one. So our current here is 2.4 amps. So our final power is going to be 28.8 watts. Now here I will say power should be measured in kilowatts when you are calculating the cost of electricity, or when you are finding energy on this part here. So now what you need to understand here is that 1 kilowatt is equal to 1000 watts. So if I want to convert this 28.8 watts into kilowatts, I'm going to divide it by 1000. Then my power is going to be 0.0288 kilowatts. Okay. So now let me find now the energy. So energy is equal to power multiplied by time. So I'm going to say energy is equal to power, which is 0.0888 kilowatts multiplied by 180 hours. Then our energy is going to be 5.184 kilowatts hour. Okay. So this one here, it is our energy. Now, when you're calculating the cost of electricity, here, 1 kilowatt hour is equal to 1 unit. Now, 1 unit, they are selling it at 15 ingwe. Now, when you're calculating the cost of electricity, you need to make sure that the amount of money should be in kwacha. So I'm going to say 1 kwacha makes up 100 ingwes. So for me to convert 15 ingwe, I'm going to divide 15 ingwe divided by 100. Then the answer is going to be 0.15 kwacha. Okay. So I'm going to say 1 kilowatt hour is equal to 0.15 kwacha. Then my energy here it is 5.184 kilowatt hour. So kilowatt hour and kilowatt hour, they are going to cancel each other. Then here I'm going to cross multiply. So here I'm going to say 5.184 multiplied by 0.15. Okay. Then my answer here is going to be cost is equal to 0.7776 kwacha. Okay. So this one here, it is my final answer. So feel free to pause the video so that you know what I'm doing here. Okay. So remember to subscribe and share the video. See you next time.